In this section, we're going to talk about shapes in Java FX. We have a UML diagram here showing the inheritance relationship between node, shape, and a number of different kinds of shapes. Recall the is-a relationship that we have in inheritance. So this is showing that text is a shape, line is a shape, rectangle is a shape, and so on. And shapes are nodes. Now going the other way, a node can be a shape. A shape can be text, a shape can be line, a shape can be rectangle, and so on. You will find that all of these different shapes that are available are quite useful when you're designing a GUI interface. In the next section, we're going to look at a number of different shapes that can be used in some detail. The first shape we're going to look at is actually text. You wouldn't think of it as shape, but it is classified as shape in Java FX. Usually we will put a text object in some kind of a pane, and you've learned there's many different kinds of panes that it could go in. The bottom left corner of a piece of text is its origin, and that's its starting point. We can locate that wherever we like using appropriate X and Y coordinates. In the case that we want a piece of text to occupy multiple lines, we can do that as well simply by including a special escape sequence, the backslash followed by the lowercase n, to indicate that we wish to split a string up on multiple lines. Here we have the UML diagram for text. Notice that you can create an empty text because we do have a noarg constructor. There's also a constructor that takes a string argument, and then finally there's a constructor that takes 3 arguments. The first 2 are doubles indicating the X and Y coordinates of the text where you wish it to appear, and the last is the actual string of text. We're about to do a demo in which case we're going to be showing the use of the text object. The diagram that you see on the right hand side of the slide labeled B shows 3 different text objects that are displayed in different ways. The first is just programming is fun, and the other 2 are the same string, programming is fun, display text, on 2 separate lines. So between the N in fun and the capital D in display, the string would include backslash N to indicate a new line character, which would then split it up into 2 separate lines. So we have 3 strings total showing in here. In other words, 3 text objects. The first you can see is shown in bold and is a slightly larger text. The second seems to be the same font but a smaller version of it, and the third one on the bottom actually has strike through on it. And we're going to see how to do all of those things. You'll notice that the coordinates are with respect to whatever pane we've dropped this text into. So if the text is put into a pane and the top left corner of that pane is 0, 0, and the bottom right corner of that pane is then the width and height of the pane, then the XY coordinates we specify for our text are going to be within that coordinate system. So in other words, if we were to say 0, 0 for the coordinates of our text, then that would put the text up in the top left corner of the box that you see on the diagram A on the left hand side. What that would actually do though, because the actual anchor point on the text is the bottom left corner of the text itself, it would actually locate the text outside of this box. We'll experiment with that when we go online and look at this in the IDE momentarily.